I want to make butter. It says ultra pasteurized, which might be a problem. I heard that that means that the quality might not be so good. But I mean, it's ultra pasteurized. That means I don't have to pasteurize it again, right? So let's just pour it into this pot. Should be big enough. Or not. Okay. Oh man, that's thick. Okay. Alrighty. Now, for my culture, I'm just gonna mix it in some yogurt. Let this baby ferment a while, and then churn it up. Okay, so here we have some yogurt, homemade, home cultured. I'm gonna take, usually I would take just a little bit for this inoculation if I'm making yogurt. I'm not sure if it's different for making butter, but we'll try this much. Plop that in there. We put a little bit more for good measure. It doesn't really matter if this turns sour faster or anything. I mean, it's not like yogurt itself. So the point of this is just to get some lactic acid fermentation to go. It's ultra pasteurized, so I feel like that means that there should be just more goodness for these bacteria to munch on, but we'll see. Time to do some churning. Mix it in a little bit, get it all nice and smooth, and then I skipped that process because I don't have a camera stand, but I basically churned up this cream after putting in a generous tablespoon of cultured yogurt. Now, I guess we'll wait. One thing I'm a little bit concerned about is I didn't really heat it up to room temperature, which I probably should have. It is ultra pasteurized, so I thought, oh, I don't need to pasteurize it again, but you know, this is pretty cold, so it'll probably take a while. Luckily, I have a day, I have time, so probably in about 24 hours this should be decently fermented and I can start churning it to make butter. So I put it in here to incubate. The oven's turned off. It'll come up to room temperature and then stay there for, I don't know, maybe a day? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that this will work because it's clear that the lactic acid bacteria are still alive in yogurt when it's in the refrigerator, as evidenced by the fact that the yogurt will sour if you keep it for a long time, even when it's inside the refrigerator. So, I also kind of over-inoculated the shit out of it because, you know, I wasn't sure if the higher fat density might actually make it more difficult for these bacteria to get around. So I just put in an extra tablespoon of cultured yogurt in order to really give it that lactic acid bacteria. So hopefully they're going to be happy with what's inside that cream. They're going to ferment it. And then tomorrow it should be much more sour. Maybe more solid. I just want to check on this a little bit. Okay. It smells as if the lactobacteria are at it, which is a good sign. Yay. So after fermenting it for about a day, I have this creme fraiche. And I'm going to blend it up and see if I can make some curds happen. This might not work because, again, I use ultra pasteurized cream, so this may not work so well, but we'll give it a shot. And it's going. Leave it going for a couple minutes. I blended it for a good minute, and it doesn't seem like anything is really happening. It is foaming. One problem though is that it is quite warm. I can see why I was actually supposed to chill it before blending it. Silly me. Huh. Now what to do? I could chill it and then keep going, or I could try to keep going. It's pretty hot, so I think I should at least let it cool down a bit. Alright, simply put it in an ice bath so I can chill pretty quickly. Yep, it's moving along. Alright, simply put it in an ice bath so I can chill pretty quickly. Yep, it's moving along. Alright, I skipped the fun part, but yeah, it actually worked. After some churning, we have this phase transformation, and I put him in some ice water so I can let it coagulate a little bit, and then I'll squeeze out the water and transfer this pasty stuff into some kind of container. Yep. Alright, that was a bit messy, but here I have some dilute buttermilk and a lot of homemade butter. Wow. I really didn't expect it to be so much. I kind of expected there to be a little bit more buttermilk than butter. This is really dilute because, you know, I only got like about this much of actual buttermilk, and the rest is just extra water that I've been pushing out of these butter curds with some ice in an ice bath. So it's pretty cold. You can drink this. Has a flavor reminiscent of chash, which is our traditional Indian buttermilk, if you will, but it's made with yogurt instead of actual cream, at least the way we do it at home. That's a more practical way to do it. Look at that golden color, though. My God. I suppose I could do this again in the ice bath, just to make sure it's all clumped and water-free. Or I could just do that another time, I guess. This took about 15 minutes of work to squeeze out all that water.